in 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, what's up? Ultramag64 here, and today guys I bring you Omnom Necropolis. It's a indie puzzle game, and full disclosure, the devs did ask me to play this game, but I played it for a bit. I wanted to get the easy levels out of the way so we can get into the real brain scratchers, because, I mean, just watching me breeze through levels ain't very fun. I have some thoughts about the game. I like its presentation. We'll get into the presentation a bit. As you can see, it's very creepy, very Halloween-y, which is odd this time of year. But hey, you know what? I mean, you do you, boo-boo. I ain't gonna judge. I love me some creepy stuff every now and then. But anyway, you play as this weird thorn earthworm type thing. You see right here, this dude, this handsome fellow. You play as him, and you basically go throughout levels and try and eat all the stuff, is basically the premise. You eat all the things. And you got skulls, you got brains, you got jack-o'-lantern poopins, and you got the eyeballs. Man, it's just a whole variable palette of delicious Omnom goodness. Now, I will say, there are a few issues with the game. Right now, I'm only on level 20, and the game seems a little bit on the easy side. Granted, it's not without its little pitfalls here and there. We had a bit of a bumpy road along the journey of Omnom Necropolis. It's a little trial and error heavy. It's that classic Angry Birds-esque style of 3 stars rating system. But the stars don't seem to do anything. I've tried to mess with, I've tried to skip levels and whatnot, and there's just nothing. There's nothing here. This game releases today, by the way. There's just no way for me to, I can't skip to 81 or something like that with the skulls I've earned. I think that if the game wants to stand on its own, besides its visual style, which is nice, I think that maybe you should have some sort of unlock system for the skulls that you collect, because I mean, why am I collecting these skulls other than, oh, it's an easy way to do points and stuff. I mean, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be, there's no high score thing, there's just nada's here. There's, oh, well, see, there you go, you messed up. But, I like the premise of it, I like the idea behind it. Why my treasure chest go away? I already collected, I guess? Oh, whatever. I like the idea behind it. I like the idea of it. It's cool. Oh, man, see? I only got 2 stars. That's my first 2-star right there. I like the idea behind it. I think that it's a cute little idea. There we go. But yeah, I just don't feel like there's no real reason for me to be collecting these skulls, because why do I care if I get 2 stars other than the fact that I have OCD and really want 3 stars all across the board, because I just can't function without those 3 stars. It's weird that way. But I feel like if the game wants to stand out, because let's be honest, there are a ton of these type of games on the market right now. And I messed this up. There are a ton of games like this on the market, especially when it comes to mobile, which I do think this game probably would do some good with getting a port to mobile. I feel like that would be where it shines the best, and I screwed this up. Sorry, it's hard to brain when you're trying to brain with your brain. So, please forgive any misconception. I screwed it up again! But I like the idea behind this, and the only reason I'm being critical is because the devs asked me to kind of talk about the game a bit, and I screwed this up again. Darn it, why do I keep going for that brain? Because I don't have one, obviously. But I like the idea behind it. I think that if you added maybe some cosmetic unlocks would be beneficial for it. Like, if you had, I could be, oh man, I've really messed this up. If I could be like a candy cane worm, or I don't know, something different, something. Oh, well, that's already a mess up. Just something like maybe like a texture pack you can add to it or something. Wow, I'm really screwing this up. Just something that would change up things for it. I like the aesthetic. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool. And I've screwed this up again. I think, yep. I think I was on the right track though. But I do like I like these games inherently. Like, I like the idea behind them. I don't really care for the whole competitive nature. I've failed that. Because it's like Snake, where it's like you can't touch yourself, and so you have to plan out your routes accordingly. And that's sometimes hard. Why did I do that? I did that again. I did the same mistake like 500 times. But I like the idea behind these types of games. I like Snake, and I like the idea of this, and I've just messed up. Because it does add a little bit of tension when things get harder. Like, I mean, I don't think this is an inherently hard puzzle. I'm just having a hard time doing it because I'm an idiot. Yeah, no, that's messed up. It's just very order of operations heavy. And so you kind of have to figure out... Like, you almost have to... I almost wish I could, like, pause the game, plan my route out. I mean, I could do that right now. I could just sit here and just kind of go square by square. Okay, cool, we'll go this way, this way, this way, this way, while the timer's ticking down, and then just restart, and it's all gravy. I can just do my plan and hope it works. I've actually done that on a couple levels, just because I was like, cool, I'm not having trouble, but I'm not doing things the right way here. And shoot, I just messed up. But I do like the game. I think the game's... Again, the aesthetic is something I think strong with this one. I will say, though, that I'm not that big a fan of... shoot. I'm not a big fan of the whole 3-star system. I think it's had its time in the sunlight, and I don't know what we could replace it with, because, I mean, you know, high scores are inherently just a thing that's a thing, and I've messed this up again. Good job. But I like it. I like it a lot. It's the soundtrack's meh. The soundtrack could use some work. Not gonna lie. Like, I'm not that into it. Man. Okay, I'm trying to think this through here. Okay, here. What if we go down this way? Maybe this way is the right way to go. Maybe this way is the right way to go. Nope, I screwed that up. That has to be the last one we have to get. Like, that's the thing, is it has to go up, because the last one that we have to get is the one down there. Unless I'm doing this wrong. Now, there is a hint system. Might as well use the hint system since I'm garbage. Alright, H. Yeah, see, it shows you a hint as to, oh, I just go this way. I think it's a bit, like, too much. Because, like, as someone who doesn't mind getting hints, but doesn't want the whole puzzle spoiled... It's hard to be like, okay, cool, you know, I am like, oh man, I want a hint, but I don't want the puzzle spoiled. Well, and that's the thing, kind of, I feel like the game kind of just kind of hands it to you when you want a hint, but it's like, no, I don't want the puzzle solved. That defeats the purpose of the puzzle. That's, I think, the last one we have to get. Because it's like half the fun in puzzle games is that ability to just solve it on your own, but it's like, if you're having trouble with the puzzle... Sorry, I've kind of gone off on a tangent. Well, I was trying... I like, stopped moving because I was, like, trying to think. So it's definitely... Shoot. Okay, maybe I need to rethink my plan here. Need to rethink my plan, Ro. Nope, no. Don't go that way. I do like the game. I do like the game. The only reason I'm being critical is because there's not a whole lot I can talk about otherwise. I mean, like, this is the game. This is it. I mean, you get what you see. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I wish I could, like, be more riveting, but I mean, it's just a game. I probably would say this game's probably not a good game to, like, let's play, maybe? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how successful that kind of game video would be. Maybe go down. Yeah, maybe down. Maybe down. Go down. Get down with sickness. No, don't do that. Okay. Hang on, idea. Go this way. But I do think the game's cool. I think the game is decent. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's fine, if not a little simple. I don't remember what price this is releasing at. I want to say like $10 maybe 5, probably less. Oh, I messed that up. I'd say this thing probably would do better on mobile, if I'm being honest, although the control scheme for it, at least for me, it uses the arrow keys, which I'm not a big fan of the arrow keys use. I wish it had WASD instead. Not a whole lot in terms of options either. There's like no volume slider, which this game is insanely loud on my setup, so I had to actually just take off my speakers, or not my speakers, my headphones, because I just can't hear myself think with that loud of music going. And I mean, the music's not bad, but again, it's nothing spectacular. It's kind of just generic spooky music. Also, I think this thing says Japanese whenever it goes. I don't know, because it seems like it does, but I have no earthly idea of like knowing for surezies if it is Japanese, because I'm not Japanese. I wish I was, but it sounds like it. It sounds like, oh darn it, here, let me, oops, I didn't mean to back out, but that's fine. Here, let me put my headphones back on momentarily just to hear what he says. Ike, yeah, he says Ike, and I don't know, I feel like I've heard that somewhere before, like in a game, and I don't know where. Like, I'm not sure if it was a similar game like this or what, but I remember hearing a game say that. I don't know. Maybe it's just a free sound effect or something like that. I have no idea. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how much the price is. They haven't, like, given me a price in the email they sent me. Well, I messed that up. But I mean, I'd say look at the price, see if this is something you'd want. It does say it's PC only at this time, which I think might hinder it just a bit. Ooh, there are rocks here. That's the last one we gotta get. Alright. I think that might just hinder it a bit. I'm not sure, honestly, how successful these types of games do on Steam. Like, that's just the thing. I'm not sure how well these things do. Obviously, they must do pretty well if the devs are like, hey, this is a platform we want our game on. But I feel like it'd probably be better suited for mobile. The only problem is control scheme. Now, you could probably just slide your finger about, but I think what might be a better term if you're going to move it to mobile would be to allow for like a wait stage. Well, then again, but that would take all challenge out of the game. Well, perhaps, I'm not sure, honestly. I'm trying to think of how you would be able to port this to mobile, but in its current state, I can't really think of a good control scheme for it, because, I mean, sliding your finger would be good, but you'd never be able to get the times. They'd have to extend the times a lot to compensate for the fact that I'm moving my finger and I have to, you know, I can't, like, plan out my routes accordingly. Oh, dang, I made the same mistake. But I think the game, as the game ramps up, I think it's gonna get better and better. Which is why I'm interested to see where it goes. Because I feel like if the game gets better as, you know, we get, because we're only on the first page of levels. There's over 100 levels here. Let's show you guys the levels real quick. We're on level 32 right now out of 40, so that's the first page. Then you got the second page, which goes up to 80, and then the third page goes up to 120. And I'm not sure if there's another unlockable one that unlocks magically after that. One thing I'm curious about, what are the jack-o'-lanterns for? Like, why are they special? What makes their levels so special besides the fact that they have jack-o'-lanterns? Like, to me, that doesn't make sense. Like, again, I feel like this game's... the thing that would make this game really, really, at least neat, or, well, neater to, like, make people be like, oh man, I should probably, you know, collect all these skulls and stuff, would be to have unlockables of some kind. Like, even if they're just cosmetic, they don't have to be levels or level skips, they just have to be something. Because it's like, what incentive do I have to collect all these darn little dudes if I'm just like, cool, I don't really get anything out of it. I'm just kind of, oh, I messed up. I'm just kind of doing it for the satisfaction of beating the puzzle. Which, don't get me wrong, I love puzzle games. Puzzle games are fun. I enjoy a good puzzle. Like, a good puzzle is nice to have. And yeah, I messed up. And I do think the hint system is nice, although I will say that I'm not a fan of it just kind of showing me what to do. I would have liked to see it, well, I screwed up even after knowing where to go. I do like it. Oh, looks like there's actually a... Ah, that's interesting. See, look, when you use the hint, you lose a dot. There are 6 dots you have, so you only can look at the hint for so many times. Alright, I didn't notice that. I think that might be something they might want to be like, hey, you know, you can only use these dots so many times, so be careful. I messed that up. Type thing. But I wonder if that only on each level? I mean, I guess we'll have to find out in a sec if I can beat this level that I messed up on again. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna watch this dot really quick. Okay. I think I've got it, except not that way. Zigged when I should have zagged. That's the problem I did here. Oh, darn it. I did not do the thing that I was supposed to do. So what happens when I use up all my hint? Is it just gone at that point? Or what? I mean, I'd love to know. Man, how did I screw that up again? Oh wait, I did the thing. I did not do the thing that I was supposed to thing. The thing that I was supposed to thing and do a thing and was not that. Alright, here we go. Ruh-roh, Shaggy, we have a problem. Alright, let's just use up all our hints. I want to see what happens when I use up all my hints. I just did that. Oh, that's why you don't do that, kids. That's why you follow the hint. You follow the hint. I do like the fact that I can just kind of speed run through, though, to be honest. Oh gosh, that gets confusing after when you start moving and it's just like, oh gosh, I don't know which way to go. Alright, now let's see what happens when I try and use a hint. Is it gonna make me spend my skulls? No? See, that'd be something you could do. You could add, like, if you're having extreme trouble with a thing, you could just be like, hey, you want to use your skulls to pass it. I mean, that's kind of been done before, though. I'm trying to think of something unique that they could do with this thing. Because I feel like, you know, if they really want to do something interesting and unique with their... Because if they want something that's unique as their art style, you know, because, I mean, this is a nice little art style. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. I think the backgrounds... I think they could have done something better with the backgrounds, honestly. Like, there's this grave robber, like, look, okay, we'll let the timer run out. Because there's this dude that just pops up every now and then. Don't know why he's there. Don't know anything about him. He's just kind of there, doing his thing and stuff. But I think it would have been neat to add some aesthetic flair, especially since you have this interesting art style, you know, have, like, you know, something spooky or creepy, like, and I don't know, maybe... Well, I'm trying to think of something that would be unobtrusive that wouldn't distract from the gameplay. Like, maybe have, like, a picture of a graveyard or something, you know? Just have a graveyard in the background, wind blowing, trees swaying, or something like that. Like, not to excess, but something just simple, you know? Something that would not distract the player, but at the same time... See that dude? That dude right there! I don't know why he does that. I don't know why he does that. Is it a warning like, hey dude, you're running out of time? But then again, the time doesn't matter, because watch, I'll just let it tick down, and there's no consequence besides the fact that I don't get skulls. But why would I want skulls anyway? They don't do anything, besides make me feel good that I did it. You know, it's just something that I've found while playing this game is it's like, cool, that's awesome, you know, and, I mean, don't get me wrong, like I said before, the puzzles and whatnot aren't awful. I don't think they're bad. I think it's a lot of trial and error, and I'm having an extremely hard time with this puzzle for some odd reason. I know the last one over, that eyeball over there is the one we have to get last. But for some reason or another, I am just having a really, really hard time with this here puzzle. And I'm not sure why. I think that my brain's tripping me up here with the nonsense. I wonder, what if we exit and try and come back? Do we get our hints back or no? How do we get our hints back in a level? They don't seem to come back. Okay. So be careful, kids, once you use your hints. I wonder if those are 6 hints that we only get once. Let's try going back to a previous level. Yeah, no, you only get 6, wait, what? You only get 6 hints? How do you get more then? Do you use, is it when you beat a level you get a hint? Is that the thing? So, can I grind for hints? Is that a thing I can do? Can I do that? Oh man, I messed this up. Let me try doing that. Let me go back to I don't know, like floor 1. So that's easy. Let me try and see if maybe I can get a hint. No, doesn't seem to come back. I mean, then again, that's a previously beat level. Like, see, but look here. Like, see, they have little things here, like rip and a skeleton hand and stuff like that. So, like, I think it'd be neat. I mean, okay, yeah, for the first few levels, maybe not, because you're tutorializing stuff. But I'm just saying, like, something would be nice in the background, because, I mean, this is just kind of here. I mean, again, this is why I say it could be on mobile, because, I mean, there's not... You could just shrink down, you could just cut, like, all this out, and it could be on mobile. You just shrink it down. Be shrinky-dink. Little shrinky-doodles. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say this is a bad game. I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. I think it's a fine game. But I will say that, oh, nope, I didn't mess up. Aha, you fool! You've led right into my trap card. I only got 2 stars, but it's fine. Yeah, it seems like you only get 6 hints. That's odd. That's an odd choice in hintage right there, because if I get stuck on a level, and for testing purposes, that was why I did that. But if I get stuck on a level now, I'm kind of boned. I don't have, no pun intended, but I don't have any way of getting a hint, because I can't get another hint. And it doesn't seem like, no matter how many times you retry, the game's not like, okay, cool, we'll give you a hint, because you seem like you're struggling on this level, type thing. So I'm curious, that seems like it's going to maybe make new players, or like younger players, and more inexperienced players, I should say, not just younger, because that's not just kids that have problems with puzzle games. Sometimes even the best of us get stuck on a particular puzzle. I remember when I'm playing Professor Layton and stuff, I sometimes get stuck on the math problems because I suck at math. But it's just something that's interesting in this, is it's like it seems like maybe we need to do like something needs to be changed a bit here. I'm trying to think. Let me go this way. I'm gonna go. Oh, oops! I made a wrong turn to Albuquerque. But I feel like these minor changes probably would be beneficial for the game itself. And again, being critical because the devs kind of wanted me to be a little bit critical. Oh, I've messed up. I've messed up big time, kids. Messed up real bad. Not trying to, you know, discourage the devs or anything like that. I'm actually trying to, you know, help them I'm actually trying to improve their game in any way I can see. Because I feel like constructive criticism would be probably good for indie devs to have. If they, especially because I feel like these guys like their game. I mean, a lot of care must have been put into, you know, the worm and stuff like that, and the aesthetic and whatnot. And so you can tell these guys like their game and they want their game to succeed. And I'm just here, just being like, hey, I'm here to help you guys out, maybe a little bit with my brain, because brain, you know, multiple perspectives on a thing can make a thing better. all that jazz. Man, I did that again! I get so in the zone, in the Omnom zone, man, that I just don't think with my brain nom nom. Oh, well, now I really screwed up. See, this point would be good for a hint, but oh, I've used them all. And so I think, like, I don't know, maybe have multiple things that you could have your hints be used for. Like, for instance, if you... oh, dear. That's not good. Like, for instance, if you're having a hard time with puzzles, you can use more of your skulls for the hint system. If you are having an easy time with puzzles, you could... like, even if you made the puzzles harder, which I know would cause more dev time, but, I mean, that you could release that as a content update later down the line. Something like that, you know? You could do that. I've screwed this up royally. But at this point, I'm kind of just talking, and I'm not really paying attention to the game. I'm trying to play it, but at the same time, I'm like, man, I'm on a roll here. I've got an idea. But, like, even if you, what you could do instead is make it to where it's like, cool, I'm actually having an easy time with these puzzles. I want them to be harder, and spend my skulls to make them harder. I know that might be a little bit odd, but, just thinking of an idea, that you could do. And I screwed that up again. Just trying to think of different things that you could do, and wow, that really was a bad move. Or if you're more of like, you know, I'm doing okay on the puzzles, it's fine. You know, I'm doing dandy Bo Apples here, but I kind of want, you know, I kind of want a different aesthetic. I've been playing this for 40 levels, and I'm like, man, I'm kind of tired of this man-eating worm thing. I'm just kind of snaking around here now. And what you could do then is add unlockables, like have it to where you could unlock, the better you do in levels, the more stuff you can unlock. Like you could unlock, I don't know, like costumes and whatnot for levels and stuff. Like have it be like, cool, I can now be, I don't know, Christmas themed, or oh gosh, could you imagine this homunculus looking worm just being like, oh man, I'm gonna go celebrate the holidays, I'm gonna wear Santa hats, Santa clothes, and all that stuff, man, it's gonna be great, I could be amazing, I'm just gonna make all this cool stuff, oh jeez. And just stuff like that. I think that'd be kind of interesting to see, added into the game. Not sure how it would turn out, but, oh man, I screwed up. Thought I was onto something there. But I feel like that might be something they might want to look into in the future. Because I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea to maybe add a little bit of, I've messed up. But it's okay, I've committed. I've committed to this relationship. I'm going for it. I'm gonna do the mile. Yeah, I did it. Woo! There we go. But yeah, I feel like if you just added some stuff like for skulls and whatnot, and you could even add it to where you get skulls by replaying levels. I mean, you know, okay, fine, that might break a few things here and there, and I understand you not wanting to do that probably, because then people would just be like, cool, I'm just gonna grind level 1. But you could add like, I don't know, like you could add like, okay, cool, I get the 3 skulls, but I also get coins or something like that. I don't know. At this point, I think I'm just rambling at this point. But I think Omnom is a cute little game. I like the aesthetic more than anything else. I think the puzzles are good. I think it's a fine game. Obviously, it's stumped me here because I'm obviously having a hard time. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a nice game. It's got plenty of content for what you get. I mean, you know, you got 120 levels, and if level 33 or whatever is any indication, I think that you probably will have a lot harder, like, the levels will get progressively harder, and they even added a new mechanic, I believe, around level 19, I think, with portals. Like, they added the key mechanic, which you have to unlock doors and stuff, which I do like up this, well, here you go. They did add portals and whatnot in the game, which I think we already played this level, but, whatever. And so I think if they keep adding stuff and keeping things fresh, you know, they got something good here. I think it's a neat little game. I think that you should probably check it out. I'll try and leave a price in the description, not the description. I'll leave a price in the video, so that'll give you a little bit more detail. The Steam page is linked in the description below if you want to check it out. But anyway, I feel like Omnom Necropolis is interesting. I definitely like the aesthetic. I like the maxi of what it's got. It's a simple game, but I feel like there is room for improvement. But anyway, guys, I'm Ultramax64. If you want to check out Omnom Necropolis, then there's a link in the description down below. It's creepy good fun. And happy gaming. I'll catch you guys on the flip side with more crazy content in the future. Bye-bye!